Good evening and welcome here to Simple Scotch Reviews. Here we have a blended malt Scotch whiskey. It is naked malt, blended malt Scotch whiskey. It is finished, it says extra matured, in first fill sherry casks. It is bottled at 43% ABV. And let's dive on in. So right away on the nose, the sherry is definitely apparent. You get those sherry red fruits, definitely a wood, oaky note. Reminiscent of Macallan nose, a very light one, but definitely has a bit of that style. There's also a little bit of that musty sherry cask leathery note. Fairly rich nose. So on the palate, it's definitely not complex. There's definitely the sherry fruit, bit of that red fruit, like your raisin type note, plum. That fruit note's there, not very complex. There's a woody note too. So just what you get from that bit of sherry and wood. But it's one of those whiskeys to me that falls in the category of it's not complex at all. But that's not a bad thing. What's there is good and it's fine. It's nice sipper. So I'm not complaining about the lack of complexity, but just noting that it's there. The finish is very short. There's a little bit of the fruit that lingers for a little, but it mostly goes to that woody note, and that's gone fairly quickly. So not much of a finish on this one. However, I do want to address that overall, this is a good whiskey. Again, doesn't have to be a single malt to be good. It's nice, not overly complex, but it's a nice whiskey. And one thing I want to point out is the spot this plays, at least in the market near me. I'm excited because this is now available near me. It wasn't prior. The role it fills is it's got sherry influence and it's cheap. So if you like that sherry flavor, it's the cheapest option I can find that has that sherry profile I like. And so for that, this thing is a standout whiskey. Because just with the price of like Glendronach 12, any of those sherry matured whiskeys, obviously it's not fully sherry matured, but it gets a hint of that sherry that I love. And it's about half the price of those other entry level sherry cask whiskeys. Other value whiskeys that are, sherry cask finished, that say sherry cask finished, like a Glenmorangie sherry cask finish, those, I've always said Glenmorangie wine cask finishes are a good bang for your buck whiskey and very cheap. But I'm just going to throw this out there that I get a much stronger sherry influence and certainly a much better one than I do from the Glenmorangie. So while it may be $10 more than the Glenmorangie one, certainly worth it. It is also blended malt instead of a regular blend, but again, blend single malt doesn't make a difference to me. I'll try it all. But just like what I was saying, that lower price but still strong sherry niche isn't there for me. In my market, it was you're either getting to your Glendronach 12 and some of those whiskeys, Aberlour, some of those others, but there wasn't a blend with a significant amount of sherry or any whiskey with a significant amount of sherry that was cheaper priced. So I am very thankful this is now available near me, and I would encourage you to try it. Hopefully this review helps if you're considering it, and thanks for watching.